We are entering the second half of the Mario Kart DLC Booster Course Pass DLC Pass, what is it actually called? The DLC tracks for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and this time there were quite some surprises to say the least. Before entering the tracks, let's talk for a moment about the newly added character Birdie, right? They added the Birdie, and to be honest, it seems like some people were hyped about this, like the Birdie wasn't already in the game. Is this a new character? The Birdie was not in the game apparently? Yeah, but it's a nice addition. It's more like the idea of adding more characters is more hype than the actual character they added. But I don't know, maybe there are some huge Birdie fans. They're different colors, so that's that. But going to the tracks themselves, let's start with the weird Crash Bandicoot Fruit Cup. Just like with every wave, we have yet another city track. I'm looking at the screen, but there are no names, so I will not have names for the tracks this time. So it's like yet another city track. It's, yeah, what would be a Mario Kart ranking video without me complaining about the city tracks? And this time I will be complaining, I know, very original, about the graphics, but not about grass. Now I understand what bothers me about the city tracks, because the graphics are obviously more simplistic, because they're straight out of Tour, right? And due to the fact that the buildings are all like they all have very simplistic textures, simplistic shapes, so it feels like, I don't know, something about them feels very artificial, like these plain blocks. Yeah, I don't know, the feeling is just, it feels very cheap to drive through the tracks. But talking about the actual racing part itself, it's like a city track. What do I have to say? I'm confused. I often don't know where to turn and when to lean. It's like only a problem when you're playing the first time, but other than that, it's a city track. Then we're going to another GBA track, which was like the sun going down evening thing. Is very pleasing to look at. I think the plants are new. Apparently there were not plants in any other track, so this is a very nice addition. If you have watched any other ranking video of mine, you know that I was always pleasantly surprised by them, but this one is like standard fun. I wasn't really impressed. I wasn't like necessarily gushing over this track. It's just very nice, a very nice addition. There you go. After that we have a fan favorite, I would say, the weird DK snow area thing from the Mario Kart Wii. I have to say, the Mario Kart Wii fans, they're eating very well, right? They're getting not like crazy many tracks, but I think in every Booster Pass DLC thing there was at least one Wii track, and it's always like one of the fan favorites, I would say. And this also goes for the DK track this time. I think it's a fan favorite. I'm very glad they still have the stunt ramps, the blue things, and even though it may take a little longer to use them, maybe it's actually more clever to just drift. It's all about being the most stylish player, right? So I try to use the stunts whenever I can. But other than that, very good track. I would say let's put it at the A. And finally for this cup, we have probably the biggest surprise yet, the Yoshi's Island. And I have to say, I have no idea about like the data mining stuff. Maybe all the other tracks are already like data mined or like heavily speculated, but I have no idea if this track is like supposed to come out for Tour, Mario Kart Tour. Maybe it is, but so far it's completely new, it's completely original, and even completely fresh for the Mario Kart series, because it is yet another like somewhat crossover like Zelda or Animal Crossing. Not to the same extent, because it's still Mario, but it's from a very different game, right? The Yoshi's Island, I think we can all agree we can count that as a spin-off series, so to speak. So yeah, this was a very nice surprise. Gameplay wise, the track isn't too special. It's very normal. You're going through an underwater section, flying through the air. Gameplay wise, not really outstanding, but visually and the atmosphere is very impressive, I have to say. All this Yoshi Island stuff, the little sound effects when you collect coins, the theme at the end when the race is finished, the highlight obviously being when you're touching the weird cloud, the flying cloud, and then the special path activates just like in the game. I have to say, Yoshi's Island just gives a very good feeling. The music is atmospheric and peppy. I was a little struggling, but I think it's my favorite track so far with the Ninja Hideaway. Let's put it at the S. Now jumping to the next cup, the Boomerang Cup. And yeah, this cup, yeah, it's kind of like my enemy, probably, because we have 2 city tracks. And let's be not so cynical. I have to say, let's be not so cynical. Both of them, or let me say, all of the city tracks in this Booster Pass DLC track cup pass thing was like very impressive. I think these city tracks are way better than everything before. I enjoyed them. They were very fun, as you can tell, because we didn't put them at the sea so far. But still, I just have nothing to say. You're just driving through streets and yeah, there you go. Now comes my nostalgia highlight. Finally, I was begging so long. A GameCube track. The Waluigi Stadium. Is it Waluigi Stadium? Probably. And first, the visuals are a little different. It's more colorful, it's more striking, but I like it. I think I like it. It's also a little easier, especially the part with the weird fake plant and the fire. It's a little easier, but not something I really complain about. It's not really bothering me. A very nice addition is those weird ramps or those weird paths in the air where you have to perform a stunt to land on them. I don't know. I really like that. Was there something like this in another track before? I'm really not sure. If not, then this is very cool because there's no legitimate use to use the stunts basically, which is very nice. The music is fast-paced, very nicely rearranged, and on top of that, it's a Waluigi track. So please, make yourself comfortable besides Yoshi's Island. And then finally, a little disappointing to end the cup on yet another city track. It's a very visually pleasing one. It was a constant this and that, basically. I was like, for moments, I was bored by the track. Then there were moments who looked very nice, but overall, just a city track. I wonder if there ever will be a city track too, where I will be like, this is very impressive, I'm putting it at the A tier, but not so far. Let's retrospect every placement. The Fruit Cup, we have the city track and the GBA track, both in B placement. I have to say, I haven't ranked this so far, so I think they will be at B. I'm just going with the feeling I have right now. Yeah, both of them just easy fun. Like, B is a tier where it's like, I'm not annoyed if I have to play this track online, but I would never choose it, basically. Then we have the DK mountain ice thing, which is, yeah, it's enjoyable. For many people, maybe even S tier, but for me, I like the DK mountain thing from the GameCube way more, and this is like a very, very competently done follow-up, but nothing I would cry about, basically. Oh, I've forgotten the other tracks in the B, right? Oh, this is so not structured this time. This is very not structured, but who cares, right? Even though this is the most important ranking, Mario Kart ranking on YouTube, we are going with the flow. So let's jump back to the D. Well, Mario Circuit from DS. I like the DS game. This is probably a very nice track. Like, first track isn't even the first track, but it's like the same, like the ugly Toad from the 3DS. It's just probably the most boring but easy implementation for the creators. And then of course the other 2 town tracks, I'm not going to repeat myself, they are town tracks and they deserve to be, they can consider themselves very lucky if they remain in B and don't drop to C. Yeah, surprisingly enough, in the A we have only 1 track, because this time in C, in the last ranking we didn't have a C placement, but this time we have 2 C rankings, Yoshi's Island and Waluigi Stadium. Both of them just fun, action-packed, well, Yoshi's Island maybe not so action-packed, but the atmosphere is very nice. Yoshi's Island basically is like Birdie, where it's like the potential the Yoshi's Island shows is more thrilling maybe even than the track itself. Like, we can maybe hope for, yeah, like for me personally, maybe like a Kirby track or something crazy, but still, it's very pleasing to have 2 C tracks this time. And yeah, this is it for this ranking. Only 2 waves left, and I really hope there will be some GameCube tracks. So far it doesn't look too good, and if we get at least 1 for each wave, I would be very pleased. Maybe at the end going through the 5 characters again. Apparently there are 5 more characters. I was like, they just randomly dropped a new Birdie, right? And then I was like, alright, only 2 waves left, maybe only 2 characters left, but no, it seems like 5 characters are still left. So maybe let's theorize what these 5 characters could be, or moreover, are like my wish characters. Going by the premise, they're not going to be any new ones. Well, if there would be a new one, I think my number one wish will always be like King K. Rool or like Captain Falcon. But both of them are Captain Falcon even maybe even more likely. But King K. Rool, I don't know. It like would just be very nice. Probably just Mario Kart Tour characters. My wishes would be most likely I want the Monty Mole. Is it Monty Mole? The Kamek? I think the Kamek, the Magic Koopa. What is actually the real name? In my area it's the Kamek, but some people say it's the Magic Koopa. I just say it's the Kamek. I want it. It's like the meme. It was in Mario Kart 64, so just please add it in a mainline title finally, and then we are all happy. Then probably the Hammer Bro. I think the Hammer Bro would be nice. I think you can tell I just want the enemies. Funky Kong would be a nice addition. I think people are really hoping for Funky Kong and Diddy Kong. Diddy Kong is also like, he's still missing. How is Diddy Kong still missing? So yeah, the Booster Pass, Course Pass, DLC track deluxe thing for Mario Kart 8 becomes better and better the more time goes on. The visuals will probably never be on the same level as the regular tracks from the game, but nonetheless, let me know your personal ranking, let me know your character wishes, and we will see each other next time on the most important Mario Kart DLC Coaster Pass Booster Course Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 1 to 6 DLC on YouTube.